Proximity refers to the grouping of elements to create harmony and balance. So in your images, when you put alike things together, you're creating proximity between those objects or elements. And doing so can really help guide the viewer and create organization within your graphics. Sometimes you want to put unlike things together to kind of create a little bit of chaos or draw attention. But let's take a look at how this is. So in this simple example, you can see in the top left-hand corner, there's proximity created between these four squares, and they're grouped together based on their shape. Even though they all have different colors, you can tell that they belong together because they all have the same kind of shapes going on. In the bottom right-hand corner, you can see we have different shapes, but they all have the same color. So you could guess that these shapes belong together based on their same color values. Now you could mix and match these two groups together, and it would create a little bit of chaos because some of the colored squares would be with some of the red objects. And that might be something that you're going for. In this image, you can see some coffee beans that are tightly grouped together to create this nice appealing image, and there's a little bit of chaos with the way that they're rotated and randomly thrown on the table, but you can see that they are all closely related together. Now, if we had some different kind of beans or nuts or something else on the table and just thrown in there, then you wouldn't have as good as proximity. Everything would just be mashed up together. But if we had maybe some different kinds of beans but nicely stored over here in the corner, you would have the proximity of those to each other and then of this group to itself. In this image, you can see that text blocks have been grouped together to create nice order and easy to understand. This just helps draw your attention, makes it nice for the viewer, and you don't have to think too much to kind of put this image together. In this image, artwork is using proximity to create kind of this top border. And these little flowers that they have going on here even have their own kind of spacing where the bigger flowers are at the top and the little flowers are at the bottom. And they all have this nice space and relationship between one another. And this is all proximity to this graphic. And the way that they've got this laid out kind of balances out the image because you have this bottom border here and this creates kind of a top border. And then finally here you can see relationships of proximity working where you have the text blocks grouped together on the right hand side and the times grouped together on the left hand side. You can also see things like the times have a certain color to them where the text has the certain white value to them. So this helps distinguish the two different types of information that they're giving here. You know that these are times based on the numbers, the colors, and the grouping of them. And then you know that these are the cities based on the white value and also the grouping of them. So proximity is basically the distance of elements in relationship to one another. And it just helps creating alike objects grouped together to create organization, balance, and harmony within the scene. It also helps differentiate between different groups of elements. So you can show that you have two opposing types of groups going on in your graphic design or image. So use proximity when you want to try to either create chaos or create order, and it will definitely help guide your viewer's attention by what you group together.